Tell me about the great honor that's been bestowed on the Carousel.
We have been nominated as one of the 5 vintage carousels in Canada to get a stamp. And it came out today, 21st of July, with those 5 stamps on it. And it will become a global stamp now. Anybody can go to the post office and purchase one of these stamps.
What's that make you feel?
We have been waiting for years and years to do this, and it's finally, now we're going to get the recognition that we deserve.
Tell us about the process, because you mentioned before there was a long process too that began not 1 month ago, not 2 months ago, but a few years ago.
Yes, approximately 15 years ago, the chairman of the Restoration Committee at the time, his name was Jeremy Nichols, he contacted Canada Post asking if there was a possibility that we could get a stamp of the Carousel, but it never came to fruition. We never heard any more from them. About 5 years ago, I got an email saying that they would like to do a vintage Carousel collection stamp. And they asked me to send pictures in to see if they could come up with a good design for it. This is the horse, number 103, that was sent in with the pictures. And it was kind of left with, the lady's name was Joy Park from Canada Post. And I didn't hear from her for a while, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and that just ended everything. 3 weeks ago, I got an email from her telling me that the stamp was coming out, and she sent me a PDF file of what the stamp was going to look like, and she said that she was going to mail a complimentary set of stamps, so I'm waiting for them to come. But anyway, this is what's happened. We're now global.
What was when you first got that, it's been 15 years in the works, more or less, when she was on the phone with you and told you, what was your expression?
I don't even want to say what my expression was or what I said. I was so surprised. I just couldn't believe that it was finally going to happen. But now, what someone called me today, and they asked me when they were going to mint a coin, I thought, oh no, is that my next step?
Tell me about the history of this carousel.
It was built in 1906 in Abilene, Kansas by a gentleman. His name was C.W. Parker. He was an amusement king operator. He built carousels and sent them to all different fairs and carnivals throughout the United States and Canada. We're not sure just what took place with this carousel other than the fact that it did travel, because it is actually portable. It is not a permanent machine. We right now have it on a cement slab, so it's not going anywhere. But it operated at the end of a rail line in Mohawk Park. And
where's that, Ontario?
Yes, in Brantford.
Okay.
When the rail line shut down, they took the carousel down, they dismantled the whole thing, and sent it to Hamilton and put it into storage. A group of our Agricultural Society directors found out about it under President Slade at the time. They went to Hamilton, they purchased the carousel for $675. And it was 7 wheelbarrow loads of mechanical parts. The horses were all intact, but they all had to be brought here to Roseneath too.
Do you remember the year?
In 1932. We used to have a carousel here that operated at the fair, how this started. It was just a small one, and we used to send it out to different places. But when we wanted to have it for our own fair, we didn't have it anymore, so we decided that we were going to purchase this one. Was kind of how it came about to begin with. So they brought it here, reassembled it on this very spot, and it's been here since 1932.
A lot of work that's gone into these. You look at these horses, and as beautiful they are, it would take a lot to keep up how beautiful they are. The painting and everything to each one of these horses, the Wurlitzer, it's just it's an amazing. It's a carousel, but it's art.
Yes, it is.
Talk a little bit about that, like how much it takes to keep this place up.
We have our head mechanic. It's Eric Childs. He looks after all of the mechanical here so that it is operational all the time. As far as the horses themselves, each year we have to send out about 5 of them. They get scratched. You know, little girls get on them with buckles and gosh only knows what's taking place. Heather Cooper is the lady that does the touch-ups on these horses for us. She's the lady that did the mural in Henley Arcade in Coburg, and she has been looking after these horses for us. She does a fantastic job. In fact, she has all of them done right now. So we have to keep that process up, not let these scratches and everything get the best of us. The organ, we send it to Mount Forest when we have to. A gentleman by the name of Ron Schmuck is the one that looks after the organ. He travels all over the world fixing carousels. He's just amazing. He is something else. And we just got it back last year. We sent it up to him because we weren't operating. So it was time. Eric took it up, loads it in a truck and takes it to Mount Forest. Ron looks after it for us and sends it back. And I think that's why it's so loud right now, because he's had to fix a lot of the inside pieces in it. We have all the old chunks of wood and everything that was there. But anyway, now it is operating the way it should. At first, we had put $15,000 into repairing that organ, and we just put the other $8,000 into it. So right now, it is working the way it should.
How unique is this carousel? Like, is this one of a kind?
It is. It's exactly what it looked like when it left the Parker plant in Abilene, Kansas, when we did the restoration under a consultant named Andre Scheiman, who was in Kingston. He got all of the information that he could from Abilene, Kansas, and these horses were painted by Konstantin von Walberg, a master carver from Germany, who stripped these down to the base coat of paint, sealed them, sent to Europe for the actual pigments of paint, and repainted these horses to exactly what they look like today. So you're looking at 1906.
And how many people on the Roseneath Carousel Committee?
On the committee itself, when we first started, there was 10 of us. Unfortunately, we have had 3 or 4 of them pass away. The other ones they're busy, you know, with other things, but when I need them to come back and help do something, they're right here.
How long have you been involved?
Since the beginning.
Since when? Since
we started this in 1987.
Wow. So this is your life. This is your blood. Mm-hmm. These are your horses.
Well, my grandchildren thought I owned it.
But it must have been amazing now that I see what you've put into it in the heart. When you got that call from the post office,
It was just, it's something I never thought was going to happen, because we're only a small little place here. You know, who knows Roseneath? But when we go to the conventions for the Fair Board, as soon as Roseneath is mentioned, it's, oh, that's where the carousel is. So I mean, people do know. But I can spend $8,000 to $10,000 a year on advertising, and we still have people that don't know anything about it. There's a map there where people are coming from different places, and they put pins in the map, and it's amazing where some of the people are starting to come from.
last question, talk about when you're open for the summer.
We are open every Sunday from 1 until 3. We open on the 24th of May weekend, and we run right through until Thanksgiving Sunday. And of course, we're open for the fair. We do rentals, we do weddings, birthdays, whatever it is. All they have to do is contact me, and we'll do our best to accommodate whoever wants to come.